Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about 5 tips for self-care when you have a chronic condition. And so if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. And if you like this video, please give it a like. And Kaylee is here to help me today. So we'll get started here in just a moment. So, yeah, for those of you just joining me who don't know who I am New York Times bestselling author Yasmine Galenorn. I've written over 65 books. So, I have something called MCAS. It's mast cell activation disorder, and basically my mast cells misbehave, making my body think that everything is out to get it and making sure that I have allergic reactions to a number of things that I'm not allergic to, that I shouldn't be allergic to. I also have actual food allergies as well, but my body's mast cells go into overdrive and try to protect me from various mundane things in life, from the smell of garlic, which sets off a reaction, to a number of foods. I could list the foods I can eat easier than I can list the foods I can't eat. Luckily, I don't react to cats. I'm very grateful for that. I react to a number of fragrances. I react to stress. I react to heat. I react to hot showers. I have to take lukewarm showers. I always thought this was normal until I found out that it's not. I've never been able to take hot showers without getting a rash from them. I react to sunlight if I'm out in the sunlight very long at all. I react to a number of medications. I react to dust. I react to smoke. I react to, so many things. In fact, right now, I will tell you, I'm a little loopy on Benadryl because I had a deep massage this morning, and that will oftentimes trigger off a reaction because it releases histamine into the body, but I need it for my muscles and for some of the injuries I've had. So I had a deep massage, and then I decided to eat a banana, which is on the no-no list, and the combination just put my body in overdrive. So about, an hour and a half ago, I took a dose of Benadryl. I used the children's Benadryl because it hits the bloodstream faster and it takes care of the reaction a lot faster for me. So, pardon me if I sound a little bit spacey. Right now, I don't think I sound spacey, but I may very well sound spacey after I'm done with this. You can even hear it in my throat a little bit. So, yeah, I deal with MCAS, food allergies, histamine intolerance, and some chronic pain because I can't take pain relievers for some muscle injuries I got years ago. So, yeah, I will talk more about the origins of that in another video, but right now I wanted to give you some tips that I personally have had to adopt. Now, I've always considered myself Superwoman. I get the job done no matter what. I always make it through. I always do this. I always am on top of things. And while I'm still on top of most things, the fact that I've had to accept is that I can't be Superwoman anymore. I can't do everything. There are times I need help. There are times where my reactions are just going to knock me out for a day. There are times when I'm gonna need assistance. in doing some things, or I'm going to need to back off and say I can't make it to this, I can't make it to that, is very problematic for me to go out in public. And it's hard for me to admit that. And it took a while to get to the point where I could actually go, I'm not up to doing this, I'm not up to doing that. I tried to persevere through, but I finally have come to the point where it's like, there are times when I'm just not going to be able to do something, not be able to go somewhere, not be able to be entertaining, not be able to work. So I try to keep those times to a minimum, but given I have reactions, I'm in what's called a flare right now, an MCAS flare, and I'm having reactions like almost every day to something. One thing, another thing. Last night it seemed to be the lamb that triggered me off. Some days it's just stress. Today, the massage, and then eating a banana after I had the massage was enough. So there's never any just one thing that I know is going to do it. So it's unpredictable too. And that chaos for me is difficult. Chaos for me is very difficult to accept. I like being in control. I like making sure that I am on top of situations and that I am running the show rather than the show running me. Well, that doesn't always happen either when you have a chronic condition. I don't like calling it a disease because it's not like having a cold, but it's like having, there's just something broken in my mast cells, something that is out of whack. They don't work right. So in a sense, it can be a disability. It can be thought of as a, well, I'm not even going to say defect. I don't like the word defect. I'm not defective. I just have problematic little mast cells that decide they want to run amok. It's like I've got this massive army inside of me looking for an enemy anywhere. My body is paranoid. And I have done a lot of work in trying to find ways to make it easier on myself. So for the 5 tips, I'm going to start with number 5. Do the important stuff first. When you get up in the morning, when you have all your energy spoons, I guess it's spoony is something that I'm at that stage of going, I'm a spoonie. When you have all your energy spoons there, do what matters first. Like, I will do my writing first. And that leaves me, if I get too tired to do that, well, hell, I can watch Netflix anytime. I can watch it when I'm zoned out on Benadryl. I can watch it when I am just too tired to think or do much else. So do your important things first. Prioritize your day. Figure out what needs your attention first. Do that. And if the other stuff doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. Number 4, you are not your disability or disease or condition. This is a hard one because, like a condition like MCAS, it affects my entire life. It means I can't walk into a restaurant. I can't walk through the deli department of a supermarket or the laundry aisle. So while sometimes it feels like MCAS is like right there in my face constantly, the fact is that Yasmine Galenorn is not MCAS. I am not an incarnation of the disease. Yes, as my nutritionist and doctor put it, I am a classic case, but I am not the actual disease. I am a writer. I am a priestess. I am, an aunt to a wonderful niece whom I love dearly. I am a good friend, and I have good friends. I am a wife. I am a homeowner. I am a gamer. I love to play games. I am a planner freak and washi tape freak. I'm all these things besides being um, being someone with a chronic condition. So I try to keep that in mind, especially when the reactions come so quickly and so often that it feels like, oh my God, here it goes again. Oh, great gods, I am reacting again. What did it this time? What happened that time? I try to remember the other things in my life. It makes it a lot easier. So number 3, listen to your body. Pay attention to how your body feels. Pay attention. Get to know the symptoms. Get to know the signs that you need to rest. Get to know the nuances that occur within your body. Really pay attention to what's going on inside. When I get some reactions, there's this tiniest little whisper of tickling across, like my left chest especially, or my lower back sometimes will be where it starts, or sometimes on my arms. And it's almost like just a whisper of breeze goes across it. And if I notice that and I pause and I tune in, a lot of times I will see, okay, the reaction is coming. That's just the forerunner of it. I mean, they say epileptics can often have flashes of light or something that's not trigger the seizure, but that actually foretell it. And just like some people with migraines know that one's lurking in the back, it's coming on before it hits. There are things that I can sense with a reaction that often indicate one is about to happen. Now, sometimes I'm taken by surprise, especially if I'm asleep. If I'm asleep and I wake up in a reaction, it's not good. Let me tell you, it's scary and nerve-wracking and everything. But if I pay attention to my body as I go through the day and I listen to it, it can tell me if I need to get some Benadryl into me proactively, because then it makes the reaction easier. Like I was starting into a reaction, I noticed that whisper feeling, and then I noticed the slight starting to itch. Got the Benadryl in me. That's backed off. I mean, I'm loopy as hell, yeah, but I'm okay. And chances are the reaction won't flare up again. I also try to pay attention if I'm too tired. If I get really tired, then my body will feel like it's fragile. And it's like I will be able to tell because I'll be on the verge of tears sometimes, or I'll be like shaking a little. So if I get too tired, I stop. I do something relaxing. I give myself a break. If I get a second wind, I go back to work. If I don't, I have to deal with it, which is why I do the important stuff first. Listen to your body. It will tell you so much more than most doctors can tell you. I'm not saying don't go to your doctor. I'm just saying you live with yourself 24/7. The doctor doesn't. The doctor can't see every nuance that you go through. You are the one who ultimately knows what's going on with your body in terms of symptoms. So pay attention and act accordingly. The second one is simple 2-word sentence. Say no. Or maybe 3-word. Learn 4 words. Learn to say no. for your own benefit, for your own sanity and health, you have to learn when to say, I can't do that. Or, I'm sorry, I have to bow out. I'm sorry, I'm no longer doing this or that. I'm sorry, I can't. And I add in I'm sorry as a courtesy. If someone gets pushy about it, I just get to the point where I'm going, no, I'm not going to. I can't. My health comes first. I can't. I was so disappointed. About a year and a half ago, I was supposed to go see my favorite singer, Gary Newman. I had concert tickets. I was going to go with a friend. I'd seen him before, and he's great in person, and I love his work. I love his music. And I was like, oh my God, he's up here. Yay, get to go. And the night before the concert, I had a really, really bad reaction. And the next morning, I was dragging, but I was still shaky. I felt sick. I felt fragile. And I had to call my friend and say, I can't go. And I offered to give her the tickets, It's like, you take them. Go with someone. She honestly didn't feel up to it either, because she has Lyme disease, which is just as much fun as this. It's one heck of a party, isn't it? So anyway, she bowed out at 2. And I lost my money on the concert tickets. And I was so disappointed at not being able to go see him. But I knew that if I had gone to that concert, I would have been so sick by the time it was done. I would have been sick for a week or 2 weeks. I would have probably been taking Benadryl at the concert. And as much as I wanted to ignore that fact, the truth is I'm an adult. My body, I'm 59 years old. Well, I was about 57 at that point. But I'm not as resilient as I was when I was a teenager. And I'm not as willing to put myself at risk. So I have learned to say no. No, I can't be part of that project. No, I can't do this. No, I'm not going to go to this convention. No, I have to cancel this. True friends do understand. I mean, it's like, really good friends understand when you have limitations that you cannot ignore. And if they don't, then they are not being a good friend. I mean, granted, it's never fun to be the sick one or the one who's always got something going on. But honestly, when you look around, there are a lot of people in the world who have conditions similar to this, like a lot of people with fibromyalgia, a lot of people with chronic fatigue syndrome, a lot of people with chemical sensitivities, a lot of people with mast cell disorder. It's becoming much more common than they thought it was. I have friends who have arthritis. One friend actually developed arthritis in her 30s, and it doesn't matter what your age is. You can be facing a condition like this at any time in your life. So, you got to learn to listen to your limitations and work within them. I wanted to be able to write the book I was working on. I wanted to be able to not feel like I'd been hit with a sledgehammer. So I didn't go to the concert. And I'm going to say something else. I'm going to add a 6th one in here. 2B. Or 2A, whatever you'd like. Do not feel guilty. It is not your fault that you have a chronic condition. If you have a food allergy and you are eating in a restaurant, you talk to the waiter first. So do not feel bad about stating your needs. And if the other person or place won't accommodate them, don't feel bad about walking out. You do not have to put up with people ignoring what you need. Now, I don't expect everyone to accommodate my needs. I really don't, because there are some things I just know they couldn't. I can't go into a supermarket and say, get rid of all the bleach because I can't handle bleach. Sorry, I'm not going to do it. That's just ridiculous. However, when I go in, if I could go into a restaurant and I say, I'm allergic to dairy, I need to make sure that I have no milk in my food. I expect them to, if they can accommodate me, to accommodate me and make sure it's safe. If they can't, to tell me up front, I'm sorry, we don't have anything that wouldn't possibly be cross-contaminated. So yeah, don't feel bad about stating your needs and about advocating for yourself. And this goes for all disabilities, because the world is not very disability friendly. There is a saying in the disability community that the people who are mobile and running around are temporarily able, because at any moment it can be wiped away. And number one, if you need to rest, rest. If you need to sleep, sleep. If you are having a reaction, do what you need to take care of it. Don't put your needs off. So many of us invalidate ourselves, and a lot of that comes from conditioning, that we need to step back because we're being a bother. And that goes in with what I was just talking about. You're not being a bother. So take care of your body. If you need to rest, rest. If you need a day off because you feel just hit to the core, do what you can to get that time. You know, this is the body you have, and for this lifetime at least, this is the one you're stuck with. You know, well, I'm stuck with mine, you stuck with yours. Be good to yourself, because seriously, people will treat you the way you treat yourself, and if they see you pushing aside your needs, some people will take advantage of you and do the same. So treat yourself like you would treat someone you care about. Learn to be kind. Learn to be gentle with yourself. And that's been a hard thing with me. You know, I'm a very hard task mistress. I am not an easy supervisor, not an easy boss, but I try to be fair and I try to pay attention. And with my friends, I try to really pay attention to what they're going through and what they may need. And we all work together as a synergistic group to try and create a community of supportive friendships. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So those are my 5 top tips on self-care. And I suppose that's going to be it for now. And now the gratuitous self-promo bit of the video. Demon's Delight is coming out on the 24th. It's a Maddie novella. It's her wedding novella. It will be in print because it's a longer novella. I'm saying a lot. That kind of drives me nuts. It's a habit I have. So, Sunbroken and Witching Moon. The next two Wild Hunt books are on pre-order now, and I will put the links down below. Jump over to my blog. I've got a whole lot of things going on there this month, and oh, and with by the time this video goes up, I think. Well, maybe not quite, but shortly after this video goes up, we have another anthology coming out. Those of us who brought you Once Upon a Kiss, Once Upon a Curse, Once Upon a Quest, Once Upon a Star are bringing you Once Upon a Ghost. 20 chilling tales by the mistresses of horror and science fiction and urban fantasy and paranormal romance. Some may be a little funny, but we all got our groove on with this one. So expect some spine-chilling tales there. Mine is called Rapunzel Dreaming, and it's a retelling of the Rapunzel story in a very ghostly manner. So look for that coming up. There's no pre-order on it, but it should drop this next week. And you'll be able to see on my website, I'll have a note and I'll have links when it does. And I guess that is it for now. Seems like Kaylee was fairly quiet this time. Anyway, okay. I will talk to you next week, and we'll see what I have to talk about then. If you have comments, questions, leave them in the comment thread below. Yeah, it's starting to drive me nuts. I think part of it's because I'm on Benadryl. You know, I'm slightly doped up here. And I feel pretty good now. Okay, that's it. I'm done for this for now. I will talk to you next week. Take care. Have a great week. Bye-bye.